The Raptors and Wizards came into Game 4 of their first rounder dead even in points scored, 347. What the Wizards really wanted dead even was the series at 2-2. The Raptors had no interest in that. This is their 10th playoff appearance, and never have they enjoyed a 3-1 series lead. Could they get it done in D.C. on Sunday night? We head to Capital One Arena. Battle of the backcourts in this series, and watch John Wall.
Oh, some of that. Don't look up, Valanciunas.
I tell you what, these guards from Washington, man, they are a handful.
Serge Ibaka with a move of his own.
Oh, Serge.
Wall again.
Oh,
Be dunking on people. I like that.
oh, give me that.
Bad pass.
Watch this block right here. Give me that.
Give me that. Oh,
Oh, give me this one. Give me that one.
What kind of party was it?
The block party.
Oh, they got VIP passes.
Oh, VIP passes.
Oh, give me back
Now
to
watch
Ibaka.
this one right here.
Yes, sir.
Kick some of that. Come over here, smile
or
at
that big man when he run.
Yeah.
Shouldn't a big man run all the time?
Alley-oop to Bradley Beal from John Wall. 46-37 Toronto.
Not if he ain't gonna get the ball.
Well, if you run all the time, I'm pretty sure they will get it.
DeRozan at 15 in the first half, and the Raptors were up 51-40 at the break.
Little man compared to me, power forward.
The Wizards score 40 in the first half, and then they score 40 in the third.
That's something you don't see often, them passing the ball to like Gartott and Oliver Porter. They would do that.
Otto Porter.
Oliver Porter.
I said Otto Porter.
He said Oliver.
Well, whatever. Who named their damn kid Otto anyway?
Bradley Beal with that three. Wiz got their first lead.
Oh,
Come on, man.
oh man. Maybe they thought he was automatic.
Look at Mike Scott. So we're tied at 80 going to the fourth quarter.
Oh, give me that.
Alon Wright with the steal.
All right, had a good year this year.
He did. No, they told you, man. They called it the best mob for a reason. They got the best bench in the NBA. Ooh, Bradley Beal from where?
They erase a 90-82 deficit.
That was a great pass from John, too. Oh,
And Gortat, who's got the age-appropriate
hammer.
haircut, according to Scott Brooks now.
That age appropriate.
Age appropriate.
I like that. I tell you what, if they would ask to pass the ball to this,
How about this call? Bradley
you know
Beal
what?
called for the foul
I think they should.
and fouls out.
It was a good call, but I
it's
hated
not a
it
good
called.
call.
You
He's
know what?
not even moving.
You can't trip people.
He ain't not moving. I cut it out.
Well, listen,
He's not even moving.
Well, I think they should have let it go because it was a 6 foul.
They let the technical go. How's that?
Yeah.
Marquise Morris.
See, when they pass the ball to other people other than themselves, they are actually a lot better basketball team.
Watch DeRozan here.
10-1.
He got fouled too.
Nope.
He got fouled.
That's what they call it.
97-96. Now it's 99-96. And DeRozan to tie.
I didn't like that shot in that situation.
Yeah, a lot of time.
He got plenty of time. He got a minute and 50 seconds to go.
John Wall.
Well, he was feeling it right here.
Baseline J.
Feeling it.
And the Washington Wizards lost the first two in Toronto, come back and win the next two over the number one seed, 106-98, the final. In the second half, they outscored the Raptors 66-47 and shot 61%. They've now won 8 straight home games in the postseason, but have to go on the road now where they've lost 8 in a row. Wednesday at Toronto in Game 5. Jared Greenberg was working the sidelines. 18 turnovers for the Raptors, leading to 19 Washington points. Wall and Beal accounting for 58 of the 106. And
Jared Greenberg, he's the new Reggie Theus.
What?
Half man, half makeup.
How'd you go after Reg, man?
Why'd you go after Jared?
I like messing with Jared. I love Jared. He's half man, half makeup.
Okay, Shaq, how do you see this series now going back to Toronto with the series lead on the line on Wednesday?
Well, both teams, is really no need for panic. Both teams just did what they're supposed to do. Jurassic Park, they won 2. Washington didn't panic, came back and won 2. Must win for Toronto, because they have the home court advantage. So all they got to do is just keep winning at home. So if they can win this game, then come down to Washington and limit some of their mistakes and just play a little bit better, play a little bit smarter, then obviously they can get it done. But, just like all The Cleveland-Indiana series, best out of 3. Who wants it more?
And we see the parity in NBA, just period. You know, obviously in the West, the 3rd seed to the 9th seed was only a 2 or 3 game difference from being out of the playoffs or having a 3rd seed. And then and same thing on the Eastern Conference, you have so much parity in teams, you know, where, you know, 1 and an 8 can be this. I think overall the inability, the fact that there aren't any post-up players makes the game even for everybody else because everyone's playing the same style. So no one's getting an easy basket. It's all, you know, perimeter hand-in-your-face shots. So any series is up for grabs, as we see through the East and the Western Conference pretty much, except for, you know, Golden State.
Well, you saw Wall and Bill just will this game. So what's got to happen? Those 2 guards from Toronto, they say every year, you guys give in to the pressure and don't advance. One of those guys or both of those guys got to put their foot, put their stamp on the game and says, we're not going to lose tonight. It's got to be, in my opinion, that next game. Those 2 guards, they can't take a backseat to Wall and Bill. They got to say, we're not going to lose tonight. Kyle's got to do it or DeMar's got to do it.
So far in the series, that out of those backcourts, whoever combined for the most has won each game in the series.
Because they're the
Lowry and DeRozan in 2 games, and Wall and Beal in 2 of them.
Yeah, but I think Wall and Bill took this homestand personal. Because remember after game 2, you know, you see the guys up there laughing and joking around at the press conference. Yeah. You know, we as players, you know, we see everything, you know, we hear everything. So I think they took it, you know, a little personal. Now the question is, can they go to Toronto and do the same thing?
And as we point out, they have lost their last 8 games on the road. 106-98 was the final. Did you just say Oliver Porter? May I have some more, please?
Please, sir, not
I'm trying to get you the ball more, Otto.
Oh,
this is a penny. Oh man, this is the other night.
Chuck's grooming habits.
What's I doing tonight?
This is not recommended. And
what are you doing, man?
that's not recommended either.
Oh, come on, man. That's not clean my screen.
Obviously, Chuck had spilled.
I thought you were OCD.
I do. That's how I clean.
That's not OCD. That's not OCD.
That's how I clean my.
That's nasty.
That's how you clean.
Oh, look how shiny it is.
Oh, good.
I mean, not to eat. I used this phone earlier tonight. I got to take a bath.
No trace.
Scott, 7 minutes and change ago, you guys are down 8. Brad fouled out a couple minutes later. The dice got what changed for you guys from there?
Yeah, it was a lot of things happened, but it all happened from great effort. It all happened from team spirit perspective. We didn't want to go down 3-1 going up to Toronto. A lot of guys made a big play. Keith made a big catch on that alley-oop. Marge had the big dunk. Kelly played some good defense. We made free throws. John made a couple of nice plays. Otto did his normal thing of just competing, but I thought everybody chipped in. It was, when Brad fouled out on that call was a tough call, but it was 5 minutes to go. It was a decision I made to play him, with 4 fouls and then the 5th foul. But I had to make a couple of tough decisions. Play John the entire 24 in the second half too. We got long timeouts and extra timeouts, so we decided to go with that, and it paid off.
Scott, what adjustments did you all make in the third quarter that led to scoring 40 points in that quarter after scoring 40 points in the whole first half?
Easy. Just, pass it to the open man. Make each other scores. And we did that. In the second half, we shot the ball better. We had 15 assists, I think. But we also defended. They were attacked. They came into the game looking to attack our feet, and they did it with great success in the 30 points in that first quarter to our 22. But we did a good job in the second half of defending and doing a good job of passing the ball. They're going to load up We got to be able to step up and make shots. We didn't make any shots in the first half. Those are all good shots. I mean, obviously I haven't looked at the tape yet, but from my perspective, I thought they were good shots. But we did a few things different in that second half that I was pleased with.
Scott, do you think this game was just more closely officiated? Toronto was able to get 16 free throws in the first quarter. Do you think your team was fouling just a little bit too much?
You know, as a coach, you always look at from your team's perspective, 16 to 4, and I didn't like that. But I always look back and if you defend and foul, you deserve to put them on the free throw line. And I looked at, I think, 4 of his attacks in the first half. DeRozan, he got fouled on all of them. And during the game, I thought he did it. But, that's why they get paid to do that, and I don't get paid to do that. But we got to defend him without fouling. He's a good player. 18 free throws is too many. It doesn't happen often, but we put him on the line.
Scott, you talk about how the team, if you play defense, the offense will come much easier. Explain, how do you think your team's defense did tonight?
Well, we made some key adjustments in Game 3, and then we made some minor adjustments in this game, and hopefully they keep working. But we're playing against the best team in the East. It's not going to be any easier. Every game in a long series becomes more physical, and you have to do things with great execution. You have to play possession by with everything you have through exhaustion, and we know their plays, they know ours, and it's about just continue to execute and don't take any play off. And it sounds pretty simple, but it's hard to do when you're talking about 100 possessions. All 5 guys have to be on a string.
Scott, those last 5 minutes without Brad, what did it show you or remind you about this team's resolve?
You have to have resolve to win in this league, and we've had some tough moments this year with John missing half the season, but we found it and put us in the position to make the playoffs through resolve. And you win playoff games and you win playoff series with having that, and we have that, and we have to continue to have that because we have to win. We have to win 2 more games, and one of them has to be on the road, and so we got to bring it on the road, and it's not going to be easy, but I'm looking forward to the challenge, and I'm sure our guys are doing the same.
Coach, early on, the Raptors are good at taking away your threes, and early on it seemed you guys were too willing maybe to shoot from 15 to 18. What was the key to sort of getting to the basket a little bit more later in the game?
Well, we have a couple of guys that are pretty good in mid-range, but as a team, if we shoot over 20 with 10 seconds on the shot clock, we're not going to win that game. And we've told them enough, and there's been too many times we've done it. But we have to be able to get back behind that line. It creates spacing for us. It creates the speed of our point guards to be able to attack downhill. But I thought Otto, he was missing some shots, and I think he got down on himself. So we went to him early in that third quarter, but it was based off of his effort. Great screening by March, and then John finding him on target. But we need Otto to make shots for us. We need Otto to be an offensive player for us. We can't win with him, getting single digits. He had 12 points. I think it was all in the second half.
Scott, you talked about not wanting to go down 3-1, and after Game 3, you talked about the desperation of being down 0-2. Now it's the best 3 series. How does your team maintain that focus and that intensity when it seemed like at the start of the series it wasn't there?
Yeah, you don't want to be down 3-1. It sucks. I've been there before. It's no fun, but if it is, you got to deal with it. But it's much better going 2-2. We got a challenge. We got to definitely have a challenge on our hands. They play well. They play well at home. But I thought these 2 games, the first game, 7 or 8 minutes to go, it was basically a tie game. I thought that second game when they jumped on us, when we came back and cut it to 5, gave us some confidence coming back to our home floor. Well, I thought, sometimes when you're down a big number, even when you lose, you can gain confidence as an individual player, because if you're not playing well at that time, you're probably not, because we wouldn't be down by 23. But we made some shots to give us some confidence coming on our home court, and our crowd, once again, they were terrific tonight. They were a big, big, big part of our win.
What did you see in
What did you see in John the last 5 minutes after Beal fouled out?
A very determined player, very animated, a very physically tough, imposing player that was attacking, and he's a big shot maker and a playmaker. It was what you expect and what you want from your all-star. He didn't have a great shooting game, but he kept putting pressure on them to make tough decisions, and his passing was good tonight. Kept the ball under control with his turnovers, but those last 5 minutes we needed him. We needed him to step up and step up big, but everybody did. It's just not him. Everybody, when Brad got that foul, everybody stepped up and manned up and played a very defensive mindset closing 5 minutes. All right, thanks.
Fourth quarter, and then that last 5 minutes, you really struggled to score. What would you pinpoint that on?
Oh, well, again, I thought our turnover situation, we were playing frenetic down the stretch. At some point, we got to make sure we keep our composure and execute. We, missed some shots that we normally make. I thought DeMar was terrific, down, taking over, getting to the rim, going where he wants to go. But again, we turned down some good looks that I thought we normally step into. So again, you got to give those guys credit. You got to give Washington credit. They played tremendous. They got into us, took us out of some things we wanted to do. But again, we got to keep our composure and play through whatever contact there is or perceived contact and complete the play.
Dwayne, you seem to get your edge back tonight, but it didn't.
We didn't sustain it. We didn't sustain it for longer period. We got to do it for longer periods of time. Multiple people have to sustain it. And again, our bugaboo tonight was our turnovers. Inexplicably, some of them you can't explain them, and they're out of character. We had fast breaks going down. We throw it out of bounds. Again, I do know we will play better at home, but we got to keep our composure and understand we have to get either quality shots or quality passes in those situations. All right.
Did you think the ball moved enough in the fourth quarter? And also, if you can get an update on OG, that'd be great.
OG should be fine. I think I did not get a update. He went back in the second half. He started the second half. But again, you always want more ball movement, but I would rather have good quality shots. I thought, it's funny to say, but we turned down some shots and, took ourselves into turnovers or tougher shots. You always want more ball movement, and we can get better ball movement, but I have to look at it and see if we got what we wanted. I thought their defense was into us and made it tough for us, but I thought at the end of the day, we had some open looks down there. I thought CJ had a good look, Serge had a good look down the stretch, and I'm just going off the top of my head. But we just overall, Eric, we've got to do a better job of executing through physicality and playing our game through perceived contact or whatever it is.
Dwayne, what do you make of the fact that your bench hasn't given you the production it gave you in the regular season?
It's hard to say, David. I thought we turned down some shots that the second unit turned down some shots that you normally take. The line had some good looks that he turned down. He definitely has the green light to take those. And then again, you're not going to probably don't get a better look than he turned down. And again, I've got to put him in better situations. But our turnovers, I thought that group started the turnover. Levy broke on those guys, and I've got to do a better job of putting them in the right situation where they don't turn it over.
Dwayne, you had 7 made threes. You had that many in the first quarter of game one. Is that what you're saying about just not taking the opportunities? Or
we have some opportunities, Scott. I think we're turning down shots. I'd rather have a good look at a three than a turnover, and I think that's kind of where we are. We guys have, I don't know why we're hesitating. We got to hesitate. We don't want to pump fake ourselves out of shots, and we will. I think we'll get used to the speed of it. Going back home will help the second unit, I feel like.
to play more confident and play through it. And again, we're not talking about chopped liver. You know, Washington's not your typical 8 seed. You know, everybody had them picked higher than 8, and they're a very talented team. But again, we did more to hurt ourselves than anything else.
Dwayne, as frustrated as you were after the Game 3 loss, I mean, this one seemed to be there. I mean, you get Beal fouling out at 5. Is this one even tougher?
This is tougher because I thought we had it under control. We had, again, some turnovers, and we had the lead. Some unfortunate turnovers untimely turnovers, and that's why it stings a little bit more. But again, nobody said it was going to be easy. I said that after Game 3. And we just got to bounce back. And now, you know, neither team has won on either team's court. And until you do that, it's a series. So we got to go home, take care of home, and come back here and play better.
Dwayne, you did get some good minutes, it looked like, from Yak and from Pascal. That's got to be encouraging.
Very, especially we found something with Pascal. He did a good job of guarding Beal. And Wall. And did a good job in staying in front, using his length. That was something we worked on and talked about. Jakob came in and gave us some good minutes in this situation. So those two young men, they came and played with the physicality and intensity. And again, we just got to make sure that we take care of the ball and not turn down shots. I thought that was, I got to go back and look at it and see, but I thought that was the difference. All right, thank you.
Back to the press conferences in Washington. DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry on the Game 4 loss.
Without Beal for them, but I mean to be able to deal with Wall and what happened in the last 5.5 minutes of that.
They got on the road. They got a rhythm. They all became aggressive. John got aggressive. Hit some big shots for him. We couldn't execute. Myself, I took some bad shots that led out to them getting out in transition, getting some easy buckets. We put them on the free throw line, and, they executed. We couldn't get a stop, and we couldn't get a bucket.
DeMar, do you think this loss was a product of something that Washington did, or an outcome of maybe some breakdowns on the team's behalf?
I think we had 18 turnovers. Can't happen, can't happen. And, I think we got stagnant. Like I said, I took some bad shots that, I wish I could have back. But, we just got to watch film, understand what we got to do. Me and him understand how much better we have to be, especially late game situation.
Kyle, what do you see in that last 5 minutes from their defense in particular?
They were aggressive. But, we missed some layups, shots that we passed up some shots. We weren't as, we didn't move the ball as well. We got just stagnant. We just got to continue to play in our offense and, move, swing, and stay mentally strong.
Kyle, to that point, how much is their switching, which they weren't doing as much of early in the series, having an impact on the stagnant offense?
The switching is definitely changing things, but, we're still getting off of it. We're still getting in the paint. We're still drive kicking, swinging. When they're making their runs and they're switching, we still got to play our game. We still got to get one big down, play our offense. And I think tonight we didn't, completely stick with our offense tonight. But, it's a learning lesson. They protected home. Now we got to go back home and protect home.
It's for either one of you guys. You've been in a situation before, maybe never as a number 1 seed, but just last year in the first round you went 2-2. Where's the confidence of this group, just knowing how you arrived and where you're leaving?
It's nothing new for us. You never want to be in this situation, but it's nothing new for us. We understand the magnitude of the importance of everything in the moment, and as a competitor, you thrive in moments like this, and we understand. Got an opportunity to go back home. We've been great all year. Understand what we need to be better at, and it's going to be fun.
Kyle, that first half, what would your review of it be? You were up 11, even though you gave up 11 turnovers, but it looked like the defensive was there. It looked like there was, there was something to build on that first 2 quarters.
Yeah, the first half we kind of kept them out of transition, and we got good shots. And you know, they shot. I think they were shooting 34%. We weren't shooting. We were shooting 44%. I think that's where we got to continue to focus on and trying to keep them out of transition and play our game and get good shots. Just get shots and, you know, get back in transition.
That was all our mindset from the gate. You know, I think first stop we got, you know, we was aggressive, just pushing it. You know, that's what we at our best. That's when we've been at our best all year for myself and us as a team. You know, we just being out there aggressive. You know, like I said, we got away from that, and once we got away from that, you know, got a little bit stagnant.
DeMar, how would you rate your shot selection tonight?
Had a lot of great shots in the paint that I take back, and it was some late game shots that, you know, I wish I could take back. You know, but it was just my mindset going out there, being aggressive, wanting to win, wanting to feel like do whatever it took offensively to push it to a win. But with that, you know, came some bad shots that you know, I'm going to definitely understand next time.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yep.